Welcome to Dove and Dragon Radio. Today's show is brought to you by CleoGinjo.com. Be sexy, be you. And today we have our Free and Press's very own R.B.Carr. Welcome.
Hello.
So last time we had you on the show, we were talking about call sign ghosts. Now this time is a little bit different, as in we still have a little bit of Jack Kirby in there, but he's not the main character this time.
No, he's alluded to. He's really not even in it. He makes like
2 seconds.
Spoken of, yeah.
So what brought on Unforeseen?
I don't know, just an idea that popped in my head that I thought would be fun. So idea to paper, and that was pretty much about it.
Oh, you're being modest. You know better than that.
Well, so I lived in Kansas City for a long time, and I came across this story like talking about the tunnels underneath that like nobody knows about because they've never been open to the public.
Right.
So that kind of spun one thing, and then I wanted to do a character a little bit darker than Jack, so that spun another, and then it just kind of all melded together.
So we have a conglomerate of little brain children. Authors call them brain children. That's what our plots come from. I mean, they take us in awesome directions. And we don't only have the tunnels in Kansas City. We also have these tunnels in Las Vegas as well. And in San Francisco and a few other cities around the country.
Yeah, they're not totally uncommon. Just people don't always know about them.
I mean, we have a lot of our history based on tunnels, and we don't explore the tunnels because A, they're not talked about, B, they're sealed up, and C, no one knows they're there, including city officials. So now we have tunnels opened up in a book that lead to mischief.
Pretty much. And then it just so happens that this tunnel that nobody knows about actually runs underneath one of my favorite restaurants, which is where 90% of that book is set at. And so it was kind of fun to bring that in too.
Oh, it's always fun when we bring in our favorite landmarks. It could be a restaurant, it could be a building, it could be who knows what, but it's always fun to incorporate. And then it also gives the props to the city as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have Unforeseen. Are we working on a third book?
Yep. And it's actually carrying on characters from the Unforeseen.
Okay. How much of this is going to allude back to Jack from the first one? Or any?
I'm not sure yet. I want to work him in, but I haven't got there yet.
So it's a completely different direction from anything so far then.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I love series like the Harry Bosch series and, the Jack Reacher books or whatnot. But like sometimes it's cool just to like
have a standalone.
Yeah, absolutely. Although, like I said, in this one, Logan's going forward in this story too. And Paige, his handler, is in the book that I'm working on now too. So maybe I'm starting a series and didn't know it. We'll see.
Well, it is technically a series if you have the same characters that are mentioned in other books. It just doesn't go in chronological order or follow the same prime characters from the other books.
It's more like the DC universe. It's all interwoven, but they stand on their own.
Very true. I mean, you can take any DC character or any Marvel character, and they stand on their own, or they come together as in Justice League or Avengers.
Exactly. Although I don't think Jack and Logan are going to be working together anytime soon.
Well, they may surprise you. Who knows when they start talking what they're going to say.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, any author out there will tell you the characters have a mind of their own, and no matter how much planning we do, they will take you a different direction.
That's true. But the murder for hire and the U.S. Marshal kind of
Yeah, it doesn't go together very well.
No. Now they might be opposing forces at some point, but we aren't there yet either.
Oh, okay. So we have Unforeseen coming out in a few weeks. I believe that's April
27th.
27th. Thank you. I don't have my calendar in front of me. I'm very bad about that because I cannot remember dates worth anything.
I can't remember names, so you're okay.
As long as you know my name, you're good. I mean, we're practically family.
Right?
So, and for those of you that don't know, R.B. here is a good friend of my niece. So that's where the family joke comes in.
Which we found out like 2 years after the fact.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny that we're all a small world. So you know about the crazy side of my family, but it's okay. We
All
still love
family.
my niece anyways.
Yeah, all families are crazy.
Some more than others, but no,
Yeah.
no, I love my niece very much. So we would just throw that out there. She's going through a very messy time right now, so I'm very thankful for her presence. So back to book 3. Are we looking at a this year release or possibly next year?
It'll probably be next year. It seems to take me about a year to write them, and then another, month or two to edit and all that other good stuff. So
Of course. Well, I always want to give the readers and the listeners an idea when to look for the next book. I mean, as a publisher, it still takes me forever to get it to the stores, and it anyways. So
right,
it takes you a year. It takes me about 6 months. So, but this time next year, maybe we should have book 3 out.
right.
And in the meantime, we can find Unforeseen at Barnes & Nobles, Amazon, Walmart, most of your big retailers. You can also ask for it at libraries.
Cool.
You didn't know that, did you?
I didn't know the library part. I knew the rest.
Yeah, you have to ask for it, and they can usually order it into the library. But if they don't know the book is there, then no one's requesting that libraries just go with your main top sellers.
Makes sense.
So, my lovely audience, if there's a book that you're reading and you want to share the gift, tell your library to order it into their bookstore. So what else is going on in the world of books with you?
So I think I've read all of the series that we had just talked about. So now I'm starting the Gray Man series, which has been around for a while. Mark Greery, I can't say his name. And I'm into my second book on it and kind of digging that character. So, which just also happens to be about an assassin. So we'll keep going down that road for a while.
Oh, okay. So we're in the world of assassins right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got away from the military. We got away from the.
Oh no, they've all got military backgrounds too.
Okay, so see, this is why I asked. I haven't read the book.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're interesting. This guy wrote for he did a lot of ghostwriting for Tom Clancy back in the day, and now obviously is on his own.
Well, I understand Tom Clancy. If anyone doesn't know who Tom Clancy is, you've been under a rock for the last decade or longer.
Red October guy.
Yeah, and there's a lot of video games too.
Yeah.
Seriously, if you're not a reader, you at least came across a video game. May not have played it, but you came across it.
Yeah, you've seen it.
Yeah. Very big. Let's see. And I think that would be, what is that? Something war. Call of Duty? Maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a gamer at all.
I don't do war games. Give me a fantasy game and I'll play it, but a war game, no. So, Where can our readers and listeners currently find you?
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the usuals.
And all the links are in the comment section as usual, as I try to get my authors out there as much as possible. And you can find the books again at Barnes & Nobles, Amazon, Walmart. If I'm missing something, please let me know. I'd be glad to get on there. Or you can go to treeandpress.com and it'll order it right from the website. So if you don't have anything else for our readers today.
No, I'm good.
Okay, well, I will talk to you right later, RB, and thank you so much for being on the show today.
You're quite welcome. Thanks for having me.
And to all of our of course, I do this once a show. I can't talk. For all of our readers and our listeners, happy reading.